Wednesday, June 16th, 2021, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So today we'll look at what I think are the best coins and bars to stack, not only silver, but also gold. I'll tell you how I started out and my first experience. Before I do that though, I like to say I did a really nice interview with someone that I really admire and someone that I watch regularly on YouTube. And it was really nice of him to give me his time. He's Bjorn Andreas Bo Hansen. He's a Norwegian novelist. He's a YouTuber, of course, a blogger, and a Norseman. He loves the outdoors, so I highly recommend you watch it. I'll put it up in the cards down in the description if you haven't watched it yet. I posted it yesterday evening London time. You might not have seen it. And also talking about stacking and silver and coins and gold. I just wanted to shout out to Wall Street Silver, a Reddit group. They're almost up to 120,000 silverbacks. They're at 116,000. Their YouTube channel is up to almost 21,000 subscribers. Yesterday they spoke to Jim Rogers, the day before Mark Faber. So they have a lot of great guests, in my opinion. So check them out as well. And now to stacking silver and gold. And this is for people, I guess, who are thinking about it, who have never done it. And I guess I could add to anyone, really, even people who do it. Maybe it will help them, because I've been doing this for a long time. Well, I had no idea when I thought about buying gold, and that's what I bought first, gold, in 2002. And I wanted to buy Krugerrands for some reason. They were still quite popular back then. They were the major coins of the 1970s bull market, Krugerrands, 1 ounce Krugerrands. And what did I do to find out where to buy gold and silver? Well, I Googled it, because Google was already around back then. And or I searched it. It could have been somewhere else. I don't know. And I was at work in the city, so I had to find somewhere near where I worked. And I did. I found a jeweler, actually, who sold gold. And within walking distance, he was called Mr. Haynes, John Haynes. He used to be near the old Jamaica Inn pub, which is still there. Unfortunately, John Haynes Jewelers, they closed down maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't remember exactly. It was quite unfortunate, because they were broken into, and they had a really tough time with the insurance. So Mr. Haynes just closed the business. That jeweler there had been in the city since, I think, 1959. It was a family business. And he dealt in sovereigns, in Krugerrands, and he had really nice jewelry as well. Very traditional jeweler. And I went there and I bought Krugerrands. And the experience of holding a gold coin for the first time really changes your perspective about gold. And that's why until you buy real gold, you won't really know what it's all about, why gold is money. And so that was 2002. Silver, I started buying it about a year later in 2003. And then once you buy gold, your interest really goes up in the metals, and then you realize that it's related so closely to money, so closely to the monetary system, so closely to all the events of history, and that's what it does. And then, of course, I found out other places where you could buy gold and silver. I found out the word numismatics. I looked into that as well, because a lot of the people who are numismatic dealers, they also sell gold and silver. Yeah, my first silver was, I think it was a kilo bar I bought. And that was at Gold Investments in 2003. I found out Gold Investments. They're very close to Joan Haynes. They're like maybe a 2-minute walk. Gold Investments used to be, yes, Leadenhall Market. They've changed now. They're at the back of the Bank of England now. They're not that. They haven't really moved that far from where they used to be. And it was Mr. Temple there, Mike Temple, Oliver and Simon's dad, and it was a silver bar. And I remember the VAT, of course, 20% VAT. But at the time, the ounce of silver was just over £3. Right now, it's struggling, of course, to get through that 20 level, which isn't really real because we're paying a lot more for silver. So yeah, I bought a silver bar. And then I learned about the coins as well. I learned about also gold bars. Mr. Temple had some really nice gold bars. And I wish I'd bought a lot more back then because gold was trading around £200 an ounce. And now we're at 1,300, and we've even been up to 1,400. So what about the best coins and bars to buy? Yeah, there are. I learned through experience and through finding out the hard way that sovereigns here in the UK, the gold sovereigns, which are about 0.2345 ounces of gold. So it's just under a quarter of an ounce, that they're legal tender. And so if you buy a big amount and the gold price goes up and you liquidate it, you're not liable to capital gains tax. So that's very important. So any UK gold coin, coin of the realm, is good in the UK, even though I do have other coins aside from British coins, but I try to keep the bulk of my holdings in sovereigns. Britannias are good as well. They are 1 ounce coins. I don't have too many half sovereigns. Britannias, I guess, are very, not bulky, but they're higher value coins. A sovereign is a good coin because, yeah, you can carry it around very easily in your pocket together with loose change. And very few people will realize that it's gold. Gold bars, yeah, they're nice too. I guess someone who's got a lot of savings, someone who's a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, they would want to buy maybe even the 400 ounce bar or their kilo bars. The Europeans do a lot of 250 gram, 100 gram bars. 50 gram bars are very common as well. There are some bars out there that are collectible. So there's Tola bars as well. It's a different weight from Asia. All kinds of bars. And there's tiny little 1 gram bars these days as well. And there are also those bars that look like a credit card, and they've got little pieces of 1 gram, and you can take them out as well. I haven't got one of those. In the UK, if you're just starting out, yeah, it doesn't matter really that much if you buy a Krugerrand or a US Gold Eagle, but I would try to stick to the coins of the realm. And of course, there are numismatic coins, which I like. I've grown to like them over the years. There's a lot of research to do about numismatics, which is collector's coins. Yeah, and the price of those, of course, are very different, can be very different from the spot price of gold. And of course, when you're buying gold and silver, one thing you learn is that there's a premium to the price we see on the screens. And why is that? Well, because the price you see on the screen is for gold coming out of the ground, is what a gold miner, Parker Schnabel from Gold Rush, can sell, when he goes to sell his gold to run his business. That's what they'll give him. And then the gold has to go through the refinery, or it has to be assayed. So all these people in between the gold miners and us, they have to make a small profit, and that adds up to the premium. So don't be concerned about that, I would say. And do your homework. Check with different dealers. They might have lesser premiums. And also to sell, some might pay you more. Of course, try to stick to the dealers that you know. Try to build a relationship with them as well. And for other countries, I think the same kind of rules apply. Not necessarily for capital gains, but I saw about a year ago that in France, if you sell your gold, you pay a tax just for selling it. But then I learned that if they're French silver coins, you don't pay the tax. So you need to check that in your country. You need to do your homework. And as for silver, yes, silver is not as valuable in terms of fiat right now to gold. So if you have a lot of savings and you want to get into silver, bars are interesting. In the UK, I guess it's the same story as gold. If you buy coins of the realm, they're capital gains exempt. So the bars won't be. So unfortunately, you have to load up on a lot of coins, Britannia's and others that are coins of the realm. But I wouldn't be too concerned. The capital gains, a lot of times, if you dispose of some of your metals, it won't be the whole thing. So if you do it in drips and drabs, hopefully the capital gains threshold won't affect you. Once you buy physical gold and silver, it changes you, in my opinion. It might not change other people, but to me, it was like a eureka moment. I realized, wow, this is real money. This is not a piece of paper. And it led me to where I am today, making these videos and talking about the monetary system. So I've got gold and silver to thank for. So with that, let's quickly look at where the markets are. Of course, this is a big day for the markets in terms of news. We got the Fed announcement at 7 p.m. London, 2 p.m. New York or Eastern time. And then the press conference half an hour later. So things will probably get a little bit choppy later on today. We've got spot gold at 1860 right now, over just $1. The low has been 1847. So it looks like that 1850 level is holding. I think it was Monday we got to 1844. By the way, it's 10 to 8 a.m. London time. Spot silver is up 10 cents, 27.75. I saw silver got smashed a little bit yesterday, down to like 27.30, but it just holds on pretty well of late, silver. So yeah, that 30 level is becoming more and more explosive. I think the more they wind the spring, so to speak, below 30, the higher and more strongly it will break through that level once we go through there. The high has been 27.80 overnight and the low 27.57. The Dow future is down 23. The NASDAQ 100 futures up 6. S&P 500 is unchanged. Sterling is up 0.2% at 141.14. The euro is unchanged at 121.29. The dollar is unchanged versus the yen at 110.07, and the dollar is down just below 640 versus the yuan, down slightly overnight. The Aussie dollar, breaking through 77 here, so a little bit on the back foot at 76.95. Now to the general commodities. WTI crude continuing to move higher here. We're at 72.28 now, up 45 cents or 2/3%. High grade copper having a tough time. We're off the all-time highs from 2011. Yeah, that was at 466. Right now, we're at 433, down about 1/4%. Yes, we made a new all-time high this year. It's normal to see some kind of correction when markets, even when they're in the bull markets, don't go up in a straight line. I saw a comment yesterday. I think it was CNBC. They did a survey on Wall Street. And Wall Street seems to think that the most crowded trade is commodities. I mean, maybe in the short term, but in the longer term, commodities are the most undervalued versus the stock market in like 120 years. I would say the stock market, the general stock market, is the most crowded trade. Just to finish off, the 10-year yield is at 150, 1.5%. So unchanged overnight. Yeah, we'll have to see if it moves a little bit. This 10-year yield, it's been kept down quite well by the powers that be. I would say some people say that it's because investors think that they buy into the Fed's propaganda that inflation is transitory. Of course, I don't believe in all that. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Please share it far and wide. Think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. And you can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all these other platforms below here. I wish you all a great day. Take care. Bye.